Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Connection with coming at you with another Mutant Monday. This time we'll be looking at my favorite X-Men moments of 2019. I'll be completely honest. It was really, really hard to not just have this be okay. So here are my favorite moments from House of X and Powers of 10. That said, House of X and Powers of 10 appear quite a bit on the list. Now, this isn't a top 10 list, but it's more. It's also not a top 5. I tried to think of 10. I honestly tried to make a top 10 list, but I just couldn't get that many out. So, anywho, first and foremost, starting off in January's Uncanny X-Men number 11, Cyclops telling Cap to get fucked, and as it was shown in the backup story, Wolverine telling Winter Soldier and Black Widow to get fucked. Cyclops and Wolverine both separately end up at a hate rally in New York. Cyclops actually, calls out the speaker on things, and the crowd reacts violently to him, knocks off his glasses, which causes his optic blast to just go off, and Captain America is able to stop, pick up his glasses and stop, calm him, at least get him to shut his eyes and put his glasses back on. And then Cyclops tells him to in a more, slightly more complicated manner, to go get fucked. Because, he's running a security for a hate rally. It's not a good look for the guy whose face was co-opted by Hydra just recently. And like I said, the backup story in the same issue has Wolverine coming upon Winter Soldier and Black Widow, and then basically having a much more calmer conversation about what's going on, and also, and Wolverine is saying, yeah, you guys are on the wrong side here. You shouldn't be protecting these people. You should have been protecting the X-Men from people like them. Next up, from Uncanny X-Men number 22, X-Men Reunited. So, the end of Matt Rosenberg's run coincided with the end of the Age of X-Men event. And in fact, Uncanny number 22 ends with the X-Men who were sent to the Age of X-Men popping out into, now, and, you get character reunions we hadn't happened in a while, like, Jean and Scott, who hadn't seen each other, when both were actually alive and alive and kicking since, and the same age. They hadn't seen each other since the end of Grant Morrison's run when she died. Same with Wolverine and Jean, and then Wolverine being reunited with the X-Men he thought were dead. After he himself had been dead for couple years or so. Yeah, it was a really nice moment, and it put a smile on my face. It was also it made for an excellent segue from the Rosenberg Uncanny run into House of X, which came out the following week. Next up, back to Uncanny number 11, Cyclops and Wolverine fighting back to back. So after Cyclops' argument with Captain America, he gets a TV news cameraman to, basically video him saying, "Hey, I'm going to be at the remains of the Xavier School tomorrow night at like 11 o'clock. Any X-Men who are out there, any mutants who are out there, come find me there." So he goes and is, well, that's just the Reavers, the Purifiers, and the Sapien League all show up to to basically to end him. And Wolverine also shows up to end all of them, which leads to the two of them basically fighting back to back. Which it was great because at the point Wolverine died, him and Cyclops were on opposite sides of the coin. Cyclops was in his extremist phase, whereas Wolverine was kind of, maybe maybe we're taking things a bit too far. And in fact, the Rosenberg run actually had that kind of reverting back to Wolverine being the one that kind of pushed things a little further than normal. And with reason that made sense, basically saying, if we don't push the envelope, we're gonna die. Next up, the truth about Moira McTaggart revealed. This is House of X Powers of 10. That was kind of a big, just like a mind blower to me because I knew that Moira was going to be a major part of at least the Powers of 10. And that was cool. I was like, okay, yeah, she's an important player and she's an important member of the extended X-Men family from the past, and so yes, she should totally have a role to play in the secret history of mutant kind. And oh my god, that secret history was actually really interesting secret history, especially considering the fact that there's 9 lifetimes in it. More if you look at a lifetime as being an arbitrary period of time as opposed to just the period from a person's birth till their death, as one of those lifetimes did last over 1,000 years. But I mean, Moira was always, she's one of their science allies. We've got some science. Yeah, Beast has been doing some science, but we probably need some more eyes on it. Hey, I bet Moira could take a look at it and she'd know what's going on. And this is what's going on here. And then she died of the legacy virus. So it was just kind of but yeah, finding out the truth about her past, the fact that she faked her death, finding out she was a mutant in general made the legacy virus diagnosis even more just, that makes perfect sense. Especially with her reaction, because it was even more a case of, if I die, everything starts over. And with the way the legacy virus kills you, would I come back after this? Next up, Mutant Kind United. This is from the end of House of X number 5. So, House of X number 5, we get the announcement. We learn that yes, the UN has voted to recognize the sovereignty of Krakoa, and as such, a mass message is sent out to mutants who are on Krakoa saying, hey, if you're not here, you're welcome to come here. This is your home. However, a lot of those characters that were contacted this way were also villains, so when they arrived, it's pretty much a case of, okay, so we fought a lot, guys. Just know that this is a country of laws. You will be expected to follow those laws. If you don't want to do that, well, the gates are right behind you. But everyone's like, okay, yeah, we're in. And in fact, Apocalypse steps forward to shake Xavier's hand and says, yes, let's do this. Let's change the fucking world. And it was great. It really was. Next up, we've got the attack on the Orcus Forge from House of X number 4. this is one of my favorite comic book moments of the year. Period, because I at the end of I want to say it was I think House of X went House of X went 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. I think there was. I think they basically switched up like the third issue so that three and four would come out. So the House of X 3 and 4 would come out back to back, but I could be mistaken on that one. Anyway, so the main meat of the battle is in House of X #4 though, but with the way the previous issue ended with the explosion on the station caused by Erasmus's suicide bombing, I was like, okay, well, Jean got a TK shield up. They'll have to do something. They'll have to do something wonky when it comes to getting home, but everyone's fine because I mean, the strike team consisted of Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Archangel, Mystique, Husk, and M. I mean, okay, yeah, Husk and M are kind of on the expendable side there, but even still, they're both characters who existed for well over 25 years. These aren't ones that are just to be thrown away on a whim. Okay, well, it's possible that I could actually see where I say, you know what? Yeah, dead, 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 dead. So yeah, but the idea being, it was highly unlikely that it would be tossed out on a whim like that. And then House of X #4 starts up, and we learn that in the explosion, Husk and Archangel were killed. Like, what? What? And not only that, Nightcrawler's got internal injuries. It's like, oh, fuck. Like, oh, okay, no, you. And then, so, okay, so, Nightcrawler teleports everyone in the place, and they go about their jobs of getting to the couplings that are holding the mother mold in place, and of course Wolverine has to cut his way through base security, and Nightcrawler's got to fight his way through it as well, being a lot less lethal than Wolverine, but still, subduing people at least. And Mystique is being all shady, like, oh yeah, I'll shapeshift people. I can hide out, but then, and so, oh yeah, three of the couplings are released. Beginning of the fourth one, Mystique is discovered, and then airlocked. I was like, oh crap, we've got that's another casualty. And then the Sentinels hit the ship. M forces Jean into the escape pod, jettisons the pod, basically say, alright, bring it on, bitches. And she goes all penance on him. We don't actually see her die, but it's pretty safe to assume she died. And the switch for the coupling is exposed to space, so there's no way they can just get in there and switch it up and pull the switch. And so Wolverine and Nightcrawler look at the coupling, and it's like, can we get out there? And Wolverine's like, can you make it out there, Elf? And like, yeah. And they have this heartwarming talk about the afterlife, and then Nightcrawler teleports him and Wolverine to the actual coupling itself, and Wolverine, and as soon as they materialize, Nightcrawler is just incinerated by the sun's heat. keep in mind the Forge is an order of the sun. And so the sun is searing the flesh off of Wolverine's skeleton, and he's just going to town on that coupling. But by God, he gets it before he dies. And the mother mold goes into the sun. And Cyclops watches and starts and is talking to Jean, figure out how he's gonna get to her. And then he gets killed. And then the Sentinels, or additional Sentinels, then find the escape pod, which has Jean inside of it, and tear it open in space. I was just like, you just killed six important X-Men, two, we'll call them, B-tier X-Men. What the hell is going on here? Now, this wasn't the usual. Yes, they all, all the important characters find a way to survive. No, this was everyone died. And it was perfectly done. And it set the stage perfectly for what would end up for the reveal of the Resurrection Protocol. So anyway, the final and my favorite X-Men moment, the celebration of Krakoan sovereignty from House of X number 6. Or, as some refer to it, including sometimes me, the Krakoan orgy. So it was nice. It was nice to see the X-Men celebrating something for once, and not just celebrating, hey, we survived another attempt at our extinction. No, but celebrating something good, and not just they were celebrating not dying. They were celebrating something fully positive, and I thought that and it was great to see. And plus all those little, hey, look at here's this reunion, here's that reunion, here are these characters you haven't seen in over 15 years back from the dead because of the Resurrection Protocols. And, also having, showing Xavier and Charles talking together. And, I mean, it's great that the two of them are on the same side again, for once. With, Magneto basically saying, if you go soft, I'm going to call you on it and go hard. Which sounds very wrong, but yeah, those fanfics exist. So anyway, there are a couple honorable mention moments, and they're honorable mentions because while they involve a member of the X-Men, they're not from X-Men comics. First off, we have the meeting of Wolverine and Conan the Barbarian from Savage Avengers. This was just... So, the meeting of Wolverine and Conan goes about how any first meeting goes in a superhero comic book. Because of a misunderstanding, the two of them fight it out. And Conan figures he's got the win when he just slams his blade into Wolverine's head. And Wolverine kind of looks like, that's it? You're just going to stick a knife in my head? Here you go. I've had worse. But they realize, okay, they're actually on the same side. So, okay, they'll work together, at least for now. And Conan introduces himself. I'm Conan of Samaria. And Logan's just like, Logan of Pabst, which was absolutely hilarious. Even though it made me realize that Logan drinks PBR. And, well, I would think with enhanced senses he had better taste, but well, I'm not one to talk, given my own personal taste in beer. Next up was in War of the Realms, Wolverine and Iron Fist addressing Wolverine's death. So about midway through War of the Realms, Doctor Strange evacuates as many civilians as he possibly can from New York to Avengers Mountain, and also evacuates heroes, which is great. It's, this is a good thing. So of course the heroes kind of like, okay, we got to figure out how are we going to combat Malekith's forces, and so Iron Fist brings up with this shot of Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Wolverine standing together talking, and Iron Fist saying, "Are we going to address the fact you're supposed to be dead?" And Logan just says, "Not without beer, we ain't." I was like, "Okay, that is perfect. That is the best way to possibly address the fact that, yes, until recently, Wolverine had been dead." So yeah, that's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know some of your favorite X-Men moments of the year in the comment section below. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box. In the description box. Words. I'll be able to say them one day. Anyway, this is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.